Alright, peace and greetings, YouTubers. Alright, so BET Honors 2014, let me just jump right into it. If you follow me on YouTube, you know that every single year I go to BET Honors and I always make a video about it and tell you about my experience. So here goes. I didn't quite enjoy it as much as I normally have in the past for several reasons, and it wasn't because of the actual show, but it was more so my experience during the show. I swear everything that could go wrong kept going wrong for me, so it just was not as enjoyable. So let me get right into it. So it's about 30 minutes before the show starting, and the theater is filling up with all the celebrities. You know, Ice Cube just walked in with his people, Barry Gordy just walked in with his people, Aretha just walked in with her fur coat of whatever animal she just killed, blood still dripping all on the good carpet and all that. What does the fox say? I don't know, because it's deadness around her neck. So, you know, all of them are coming in, and they sit me next to CNN news anchor Wolf Blitzer. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So we're in like the 9th row. And I'm sitting next to Wolf Blitzer. I'm already side-eyeing him just a tiny bit because he didn't acknowledge me when I sat down. And I mean, because I kind of did like a how's it going. He tried to act like he couldn't hear me. I was like, okay, that's okay. And this is the visual. There's the aisle. There's another lady who's a seat filler. There's me. There's Wolf Blitzer. And then there's his wife. So for the next 10 minutes while these people are coming in, Wolf Blitzer and his wife continue to reach over me and the other lady to shake the people's hands that are walking past in the aisle. Whatever celebrity walks past. Oh, Jesse Jackson. No. Oh, so-and-so. And like, they keep doing it over and over. And I keep letting it slide. I'm like, okay, I'm going to let it slide. Because I can't really tell them about themselves. Because as a seat filler, we're not supposed to really interact with the celebrities. And we're supposed to be on our best behavior. Plus, it's a prestigious event. I don't need to be in there fitting my stereotype anyway. So I'm trying to be on my best behavior. But he keeps reaching over me, and he's not saying excuse me. And in my head, I'm like, can you stop reaching over my K&G suit? All right, man. Dang, not all of us can wear a $5,000 suit, okay? Chill. So, the final nail in the coffin. His wife sees some chick she knows. And the two of them, the wife runs all over the house, stepping all on my foot, trying to get to the lady, and then Wolf gets up to go over there. So now Wolf and his wife are both standing there in front of us. The lady that I'm sitting by, she's just like this and pushed back because the wife got her bag all in the girl's face, got her hair and stuff flipping it all in the lady's face, and Wolf is just all in me, and I'm like, y'all are killing me. So I kind of asked them, can they kind of just move? So after that, they kind of looked at me crazy. And his little tight-faced wife can chill too. I don't appreciate her either. So Wolf, I didn't appreciate you, and I'm glad that they didn't let me sit by you for too long, because that wasn't going to work. All right, I didn't know how much more that I could take, especially since I just saw 12 Years a Slave. You might want to chill. So anyway, the show finally starts, and they're like, oh, there's going to be a really special presentation performance from a special guest. And everybody around me is like, oh my God, special guest. Ooh, who could it be? And in my head, I'm like, please be the president. Please be the president. Please be the president. And then I'm like, okay, well, they said performance, so it's not going to be the president. Oh, maybe it's Janet. Maybe she's going to come out of the roof and spill on her head. But then I remember we haven't seen Janet since she got Little Paris together a few years back. So it's like, well, it's not Janet. Who could it be? So they turn off all the lights. They turn off the lights on the stage and both in the house. So it's pitch black in the theater. And mind you, it's also cold. I don't know what they were doing, but that's why Aretha had that coat on the whole time. It was freezing. So we're sitting there in the dark. And 2 minutes go by. 5 minutes go by. 8 minutes go by. 10 minutes. I'm like, what the hell? 15 minutes. Finally, and you know, we're like, oh, and mind you, during this time, you can almost kind of see the stage. But they put up this big black room divider looking wall thing so you can't see what they're doing. So it's been 15, 16 minutes. Finally, the lights go up, and I'm like, oh, this better be some grand spectacle with dancers and an orchestra and lasers, and I don't know, Jesus needs to come back and save us all. I needed it to be great. And what it was Mariah Carey laying on the piano. And in my head, I'm sitting here thinking, what took 15 minutes to set up? Because literally, the band was already set up it was the house band. And she had playback playing. It was literally her CD playing because she wasn't singing it live. Nothing against Mariah and her 200 million records sold, her 18 number ones, but no, she wasn't singing it live, and it wasn't anything grand. It was just her laying on the piano lip syncing. So we were all confused, like, what took 15 freaking minutes for you to do that, Mariah? I was so mad and pissed off. And then, like, the people behind me were so irritating because Mariah must have had a lamb or something behind me. One of her, like, stands, and they're just, oh, Mariah is everything. Oh, Mariah. And I'm like, y'all shut the hell up. Damn. Nothing against Mariah, but at that point, everybody around me was kind of feeling some type of way, like, what took so long? So Mariah does her performance, the song is cool, and it's whatever. And then when it's over, we have to go through this process all over again. They turn off the lights, And this time they're able to roll her out in like 6 minutes, which was better than 15. But I was like, Mariah, I don't understand. Especially since her performance wasn't even a tribute to anybody. You don't have nobody waiting no 15 minutes for that. Not at all. I did not appreciate that, Mariah. We'll talk later. And as you know, Wayne Brady hosted. He was a pretty good host. The little Genuine portion was funny. Tamar Braxton does a Diana Ross medley. And, you know, it was pretty cool. I wish he could have sang a little bit longer and maybe a different choice of song. Upside Down was cool, but the Do You Know Where You're Going To, I was kind of like, okay, cool, this is cool. Because I know what Tamar can do, so I really wanted to see her really go in. But it was cool. Ice Cube's tribute was really good. I like the quote that he said about a true artist loves for his art to provoke. And I kind of agree with that. You know, sometimes everybody's not going to like everything you say. I've learned that from YouTube and from a little stand-up comedy. Everybody's not always going to like everything you say, so it's kind of cool that he can see all the spectrums and all the elements of how entertainment works and how all of your work is not always going to get the reaction that you expect it to, but it's doing its job when people speak and when you bring up conversation based off of, or you bring about a conversation based off of your work. So that was cool. At this point, they've moved me. And I don't know if it was because Wolf was acting like a punk because I kept side-eyeing his little tight-faced wife that kept trying to reach over me still, or whatever, with a little cheap bag. And, I was playing. But no, they moved me, and at this point, now I'm no longer in the 8th row. Now they've moved me further back. And I'm like, dang, I ain't never been this far back in no BET Honors. They put me so far in the back, I was in, like, the back row, bumping my head on the wall. And then, the further back you go, you know, it's not really celebrities at this point. It's not really the mayors and senators. Now these are just regular people that are, well, not even regular people, but these are people that have spent $700 and $800 for tickets for this event. And they put me next to this lady whose friend had just got up. So they put me in the friend seat until the friend got back. The lady didn't understand how that worked, so she thought I stole the friend seat. So this crazy lady wants to argue me down and try to have an argument in the back of the show during the Smokey Robinson performance. And I'm looking at her like, chick, if you don't shut up, or whatever, like, man, nobody wants to sit all the way back here. You should just, the fact that you want to get cocky and you bumping your head on the freaking frame of the building, shut up. So, you know, we're all in back. Oh, and get this, she wouldn't even move so I could get through. So, of course, I stepped on the shoes because she wouldn't move her knees or nothing. And she had, like, this, I don't know what was going on with the fur coats that night, but she had this big old brown fur coat looking like freaking Lion off the Wiz or whatever. But I was like, I don't have time. And, you know, so I'm sitting here mad at her, and she's popping her gum during the Smokey Robinson performance. But thank God Smokey Robinson can sing, because he sang the mess out of that song, and it was a really good performance. And then as he went into the second song, which was like his tribute to Barry, we were kind of like, okay, all right, cool, great, an acapella song that you just wrote, great. Couldn't you sing Cruising? But Smokey can do what he wants because Smokey's a legend. But that whole piece with Smokey and Barry was kind of weird. I appreciate the brotherhood, but it came off a little different, you know. Maybe they're not my generation, so maybe we look at things differently, but it just came off a little weird. But Smokey Robinson had a really good voice, and like he had like a standing ovation during his portion. It was really good. Janelle Monáe also performed, and she did the Jackson 5 medley. At first, when she was setting up, I thought she was going to do Dance Apocalyptic. And see, this is what got me going with Mariah. Janelle Monáe's set took all of a snap to set up. Like, they had the lights off while Wayne Brady or whoever was presenting her on the other side. Literally, you just saw all the dancers run on stage. You saw them run with a mic stand, and you saw her run in the ready position, and it was a go. It was like 30 seconds, and she was ready. And I was like, see, I don't know who Mariah's team was, but they should have somebody pushing that piano and running so we could be in and out. All right? Or at least next time have Stevie at the piano if you're going to lay on it, okay? So Janelle was cool. Then this part happens. Then they're like, oh, we need somebody in the second row. So the seat filler official lady like pulls me, and she's like, come with me, hurry up, second row. And this is how the show works. Because it's pre-taped and it's not live, they tape the show in sections by tribute. So every time they do a section, they close the theater doors, and everybody has to be in the seat. If you're not in the seat as a seat filler, you need to either go into the seat filler pit, which is in the back behind like the left camera, or you have to wait in the lobby. So I'm in the aisle, and the lady's moving me down, and she's like, oh, second row, right here. And right as I get ready to get to the seat, whoever was in Aretha's entourage gets back to their seat and sits down. So now there's like 15 seconds, and the lady on the little producer microphone intercom is like, 15 seconds till taping, 15, 14, or whatever. And the seat filler woman is like scouring all over the audience trying to find me another seat before the time runs out. Because otherwise I have to go back to the crazy lady with the fur coat that I don't feel like sitting by. All right? Because if I could, I would find a cousin to punch her in the back of the face. One of my little hood rat cousins. But, you know, like 15, 14, and they get to 4, and my heart is pounding because I'm like, this lady hasn't found a seat. So she starts trying to move me back, or whatever, but there's not even any seats in the back. And then they get to 1, and Wayne Brady's already back at the podium. He looks at me and the lady, and he's like, sit down. But he's doing it in like a playful manner. And me inside, I'm like, oh, shoot, everybody's looking at me. God, no, this is embarrassing. And the whole theater's laughing at me. And I'm like, F all of y'all. F y'all. But it's funny. It's good. So the seat filler lady, like, zooms and runs me back upstairs. Or runs me back up to the back. She falls. Fortunately, I catch her or whatever. So that didn't help either. Because Wayne Brady's like, what is going on back there? So once again, everybody's looking at us. I'm like, shoot. At this point, lady with the fur coat, her friend's back. So I don't got a seat. So what do? They put me in the lobby. And just as I go in the lobby and they close the curtain so I can't even see the rest of the show, I can just listen or whatever. Please welcome to the stage, Karen Clark Sheard. I'm like, what? I was so pissed. Karen Clark Sheard is like, if you're not in the gospel, but she is, basically, she's like the Aretha of gospel. Well, I guess Aretha was gospel too, but okay. She is the say-all, be-all with Kim Burrell as far as gospel. There's her and Kim, and then there's everybody else. Like Yolanda and Cece, like those are the four. But I'm pissed. So Karen Clark Sheard is just singing and riffing, just doing all that crap. I can't see none of it. I can hear it though. It sounds good. The only good thing about being in the lobby was that Dougie Fresh was out there with us. And but I was so pissed. Like, this is some bull, man. I was so pissed. And then Aretha has her son come out there and rap. And of course, I still don't see any of this. I can only hear it. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm glad I missed that part. So I went to the bathroom. And when I came out, some other girl was singing Take Me to the King. And it turned out to be her granddaughter. I'm like, okay, so I won't talk about her family, so I'm going to be quiet. But I'll just say I'm glad she stopped right before the bridge of Take Me to the King. And I also missed the portion where Wayne Brady does the freestyle, but I could hear it. So I'm like, how long they going to have me back here? Finally, the doors reopen. The seat filler lady grabs me and runs me back down. And I'm like, lady, don't have me run back out here just to run back to the lobby. They put me somewhere in like the 6th or 7th row on the left side. And just in like the nick of time, I make it for the Jennifer Hudson performance. And Jennifer Hudson kills it. It's just super good. It's Jennifer Hudson. She sings everybody under the table. And what I was trying to do was, I was trying to see Aretha Franklin's face, or facial expression, because you know Aretha don't like nobody. So I was trying to see it so bad, because it was hilarious. But I could not see her facial expression because I was behind her. Because I don't know if it's because I watch you know, on YouTube the two parody videos, like the Got to Be Real and the Legends panel, where they make fun of all the celebrity singers. Ever since I started watching that, it really makes me feel that Aretha just doesn't like anybody. So, you know, I'm trying to see that. But Jennifer Hudson was really good. She gets a standing ovation. Then Aretha comes up and gives a 30-minute speech. I'm telling you, that speech was so long. She started talking about everything. Started talking about Ice Cube. And, well, she called him Ice-T on accident. And talked about how her and her niece were in New York. And this, that, and the third. You know how when Aretha goes to something, she takes over everything. The second half of BET Honors was the Aretha show. On TV, you saw maybe a 25-minute Aretha section / tribute along with her performance for the Nelson Mandela. In reality, that crap was like 50 minutes. Nothing against Aretha because she's a legend, but dang, Aretha can take something to hold it hostage. So Aretha did her 30-hour speech, and she went up there and she mentioned that how it was cold, and hopefully she still had her voice because she had to perform later on, and I think that was her way to cover herself just in case her performance wasn't good. Like, look, hey, y'all done had me here with this cold air, and you know how singers are about cold air blowing in their throat. They sound like, so, you know, the throat dries out. But anyway, this is what scared me about Aretha. Aretha, they didn't show it, and they were really good at editing this out. But either her heel was broken or something was wrong with her ankle. But she kept stumbling and almost falling every time she walked. Like when she went to get her award, she did like a stumble and almost fell. And everybody like kind of did a gasp. And, you know, I'm looking to wait for security to come and help her. Nobody helped her. I'm like, okay. But then when she comes back out again for the Nelson Mandela performance, and like this part was, it wasn't funny, but she comes out and she has that coat on still, or whatever. She throws the coat off and everybody screams, wow! Alright, and then that very first step she takes, she like wobbles or whatever, and she's like doing that stutter step and walking. I'm like, oh my God, oh, Aretha's gonna fall. And in my head, I'm like, God, please don't let Aretha fall and bust her head on the piano, because I don't need her to die in front of me, because it's gonna be such a good video I'm gonna make, and I don't want to, we need Aretha. Don't let her die, Lord. I was so scared, because I really thought, like, her head, I could just envision it. I just saw her falling and just head first, boom, on the piano. I was so scared. Fortunately, God works. Jesus said, not today. So he helped her get her balance. And if you notice, she was holding on to the piano the whole time she was performing. And even at the end when she was standing with everybody, she was holding on to everybody. Something was wrong with her shoe or something. But she couldn't really stand up straight. So it was really scary. But I really did enjoy her performance. She did A Change Is Gonna Come for the Nelson Mandela tribute. And that was really good. Like, there's just something about legends that you just appreciate them no matter. Aretha could go and burp in the mic or go on stage and blow her nose, and I would enjoy it just because it's Aretha. And she always gives a good performance because she gave a really good one at the 2012 BET Honors. So, you know, basically that was the show. They didn't really have a lot of people performing, and it was kind of weird because they had some people who had tributes who didn't even get performances for them. But, you know, so that was my experience. I don't know, they've had better years, but BET Honors I always enjoy. I really think it's something that's needed in our community. It's been actually a really good year for, like, you know, as far as African Americans getting their props and getting their respects, as far as like the NAACP Awards and BET Honors and the Trumpet Award. Like, they've really done a good job at broadcasting all this on TV because this is what the kids need to see anyway. All of them are watching Love and Hip Hop anyway. So children, yeah, after you finish watching Love and Hip Hop, go watch BET Honors, okay? Take some notes and learn something. That's it. Subscribe. Oh, also, don't forget to check out my web series that I've been working on, Generation Black. You can subscribe to Generation Black 2013, and I'll also post a link here. Get into my show, spread it around, okay? I need this thing to catch on. Thanks. All right, I'm out.